Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
New at noon, one woman is in Clay County Jail after stealing a John Deere tractor and trailer and taking it on a joyride through fields. It happened this morning around Holly, Minnesota, about 3 a.m. when the owner called and said someone stole his tractor. When deputies arrived, they tried to stop it, but it kept going through fields. Eventually, the tractor got stuck in a swamp, and authorities arrested 31-year-old Nicole Cloud from Warroad. She's held on multiple charges and 2 outstanding warrants. Also new at noon, Jamestown police are questioning 2 men after reports show they started shooting at each other in town. The call came in this morning around 8 from one of the men involved. Police say the 2 got in a fight and then eventually shots were fired. No other information is being released. Police say there is no threat to the public. Minnesotans are expecting to hear the details on how the state plans on gradually reopening its economy. Governor Tim Walz says those plans will be announced today. We already know that schools will continue distance learning for the rest of the year, but many questions remain on how bars, restaurants, and salons can proceed. Many businesses are opening up in North Dakota tomorrow with restrictions in place. Stay with Valley News Live as we follow this story. We have new information on coronavirus in the region today. Positive cases in Minnesota is now above 5,000. Today, the state is reporting a total of 5,136 cases, an increase of 492 from the day before. 24 more people have died, bringing the death toll to 343. 2,172 people are listed as recovered. In North Dakota, 34 more cases of the virus have been reported, bringing the total to 1,067. The death toll remains at 19. 458 people have recovered from the virus. Now you can find a breakdown of the numbers for each state by clicking on these stories on the VNL News app. The University of North Dakota in Grand Forks will be holding an online commencement ceremony this spring. It's set for May 16th at 10 a.m. It will include a message from the university president for each college and a picture of each student on a slide with their name and degree. We'll have more on the virtual commencement on the VNL News app as well. Taking that live look outside on this Thursday afternoon, blue skies, sunshine, some nice green grass there you see by the interstate. It's turning out to be a pretty good spring day. For what we can expect in the rest of our forecast, let's head on over to First Alert Storm Team meteorologist Justin Fanfarelli.
And thank you, Jordan. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, finally, temperatures getting above average with a lot of sunshine and warm temperatures. Here's a look at the current temperatures around the region right now. We're having temperatures into the low to mid 60s across the region, out toward Jamestown at 66 degrees and Devil's Lake at 62. Winds mainly from a southerly direction now at around 10 to 20 miles per hour. And that's really starting to warm us up out toward Jamestown. We do have wind speeds closer to 30 miles per hour. Now we got mostly sunny skies across the region. You have to make your way into the Devil's Lake Basin before we see any cloud cover and maybe a few rain showers just off to the west of the Devil's Lake Basin. That's it for the moisture. We got mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies as we go through the day today, as temperatures reach highs into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees with mainly sunny skies and a nice south wind. We'll tell you what to expect in the 7-day forecast. That's coming up a little later on in the newscast.
All right. Thank you, Justin. Our nice weather is helping construction projects move along in the city. The city of Moorhead says the underpass project on Main and 21st Street is about 2/3 finished. Right now, crews are working on the retaining walls and bridge construction. In the summer, they hope to pour the bridge decks. The whole project is expected to be finished sometime in 2021. The man considered armed, dangerous, and on the run from Bismarck is now in jail. According to the department's Facebook page, a tip led police to a home in Bismarck around 5:30 last night, where 24-year-old Mason Shue of Bismarck was arrested after 5 days on the run. Police say on Friday, April 24th, a vehicle drove up to another vehicle with 3 people inside and started shooting. Authorities identified the driver of the vehicle as 18-year-old Albert Cruz and the shooter as Mason Shue. Cruz was arrested shortly after the shooting. He is currently at the Burleigh County Jail for charges of accomplice to attempted murder and possession of a Schedule I opium derivative. His bail is set at $500,000. Shue was also at the Burleigh County Jail awaiting his bail hearing. One man is dead and 5 other people are hurt after a wrong-way head-on crash on I-94. It happened near Menokin, North Dakota, just before 8 last night. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says a 49-year-old Bismarck man, was driving the wrong way on I-94 when he hit another car head-on. Police say the car spun and hit the back end of a semi before it rolled into the median. A 36-year-old man, a 35-year-old woman, and 3 children were in the other car at the time of the crash. They were all taken to the hospital. The 49-year-old driver was pronounced dead at the scene. This crash is still under investigation. The pandemic continues to hit the American economy hard. We are now learning roughly 30.3 million people have filed for unemployment. That's 3.8 million more claims than 1 week ago. Economists say this is a crisis that is becoming the most devastating since the Great Depression of the 1930s. Social distancing enters the next phase today, and an old drug shows new promise in treating coronavirus patients. Tracy Potts has the details.
A nationwide call for social distancing expires today and won't be renewed.
They'll be fading out because now the governors are doing it.
Governors in 8 states reopened malls and outlets today. 21 states are lifting restrictions without meeting government guidelines to wait for a 2-week drop in coronavirus cases.
We got to continue to look towards ways in which to get people out of their homes.
Unemployment numbers due out today are expected to bring the total number of jobless Americans to 30 million during this crisis. But there's good news on the health front. The FDA has given emergency approval to the antiviral drug remdesivir, designed to treat Ebola. In trials, remdesivir is helping the sickest COVID-19 patients, cutting illness by 4 days.
What it is proven is that a drug can block this virus.
On Capitol Hill, Democrats want public hearings focusing on the federal government's response.
We cannot continue to let our heroes on the front lines fight against coronavirus day in, day out, wearing homemade masks and trash bags. It's reckless.
The Trump administration is promising to double testing to 2 million a day in the next month. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
A new Harvard study shows the country needs 5 million tests a day to reopen safely. In our consumer alert this afternoon, the housing market may be gaining strength after it took a hit from the coronavirus. Mortgage applications to buy a home rose 12% last week. Volume was still 20% lower than the same week 1 year ago. But real estate firms and listing websites have been reporting more buyer demand over the past 2 weeks. And some home builders say they're also seeing buyers come back. Coming up here at noon, with grocery store trips bringing on more anxiety, some people are turning to their own yards instead of the produce aisle. We'll explain in a bit. But next, Justin Fanfarelli is in and explains just how wonderful it will be today if you need to go outside and do a little gardening.